My name is Ishan Mishra, and I'll be presenting a report on the architecture of Uttarakhand. First off, just some background information about the state. To the east is Nepal, in the north is Tibet, in the west is Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir, and to the south are the Ganga Plains. All of these cultures have, in one way or the other, influenced the architecture of Uttarakhand. The state is comprised of two major ethnic groups, the Kumaon and the Garhwali people, and both of them have a unique architectural style. Uttarakhand is known for its stone-cut temples. In the ancient era of India, a distinct style of temple construction developed in the state. The structure of these Hindu temples is very simple, consisting of a mandapam or a gathering hall with a sloped roof and a shikhara or tower. On this slide is the Katarmal Sun temple that is estimated to be around 900 to 1200 years old. On the outside, the temple has very frugal carvings and inscriptions, which is the reason it is difficult to accurately estimate its age. This slide has some of the more famous sites of the state, including Kedarnath and Tungnath. These old structures were carved from large stones that were quarried from other parts of the mountains. This construction material has resulted in an extremely sturdy and stable structure. In the Himalayas, it snows and rains along with sunlight that is received throughout the year. So, intricate carvings, as seen in states like Gujarat and Rajasthan, would not last very long in the harsh climate. On the bottom right is an exception. The Baleshwar temple of the 1300s was constructed in the Dravidian style, and I found a lot of similarities in its carvings to the Hoysala form of southern Karnataka. In the medieval era, there was a diversification in the building planning. The first one I will be talking about is Garhwali architecture. These houses are primarily made of wood, and what's interesting about it is that the houses you see on the screen are all earthquake proof. In fact, this house is more than 500 years old. There are often 4 to 5 stories, and the topmost ones are the living spaces. Kumaoni houses are quite opposed to the Garhwali counterparts. They have a heavy reliance on stone, much like the ancient temples. Typically, there are 2 floors. The lower one is for cattle and has storage spaces. Traditional houses even have chulhas at the lower level, and the upper one is where people usually reside. Intricately carved wooden doors and windows are often painted in sharp contrast to the stone walls. Temples like this one are found across the state and are unlike any other in the country. The base of this particular style is quite similar to the ancient rock temples, which is a straightforward mandapam and a shikhara, but the top part is made of wood, which is seen in Nepali architecture. Another striking feature is the pagodas. Pagodas are tiered towers that are typically seen in Chinese, Japanese, and other Buddhist and former Buddhist countries. And in Uttarakhand and Nepal, the pagodas on these type of temples are similar to those found in Tibet. The British Raj has also left its mark on the state. In major cities like Mussoorie, Dehradun, and Shimla, British architecture can be found. In Uttarakhand, one typically sees buildings built in the Gothic revival movement that was popular in 19th and 20th century Britain. The pointed arch in windows, towers, and doors is a key feature of this style. In the 21st century, there has been an emergence of a neo-traditional architectural revivalism, akin to the kind that's gaining traction in South Korea and China. This is a melange of traditional and modern features in construction planning and practices. On this slide is a hotel built in the last decade that is a modern take on Kumaoni houses in the state. This one is a pilot project of a modern Garhwali house. It's made of wood and stone and is also earthquake resistant. Modern considerations like natural light are given precedence while maintaining traditional features such as the exterior and the wooded interior. Sites of historical significance must be brought under the purview of the Archaeological Survey of India. Then it's imperative that local universities and schools incorporate into their curriculum the history and significance of the state's architecture so that the new youth of the globalized 21st century are aware of their own culture. And urban planning must be implemented for all cities and towns in such a way that local architecture is given precedence and for architectural revivalism to go mainstream. I hope this was informative. Thank you.